Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about inversions. So in the chord video, remember we talked about major chords. I'm going to talk about major chord inversions. So if you remember, we did what was called a triad. A triad is made up of three notes. It's a chord made up of three notes. Now, what does it mean to invert this chord? This is a C major chord. And you see we have C, E, and G. So we're starting, and the root of this chord is C, and the third is E, and the fifth is G. So we're building on the root of the chord. So if you notice those three chords, those three notes, C, E, and G, they can be played in a different configuration. So I could start from E and then play this fifth, and instead of this C here, I play this one on top. And that's an inversion. I've inverted the chord. It's still the same three notes, but it's not the same. The triad starting at the root anymore. So that's what it means to invert a chord, and that's one inversion. And then I could do the same thing. Instead of starting on the E, now I start on where the fifth was. I start on the G, and then I play C, and then E. If you notice, that's the same three notes: G, C, and E. Again, so it's still a C chord, but that's another inversion of that same chord. So sometimes when you're playing, when you're playing a song, depending on the different chords you have to play, it might make sense to play different inversions than to have to. You don't always have to play the triad. You can change the configuration of the chord, and that's what you call an inversion. You've inverted it. You started here, and then just move up. Start from the E, then go to the G, and then the C. That's the same chord. That's still C, and then move up. Start from the G, play the C, and play the E, and now that's the other one. So sometimes when you're playing, you can be, let's say we're playing something and we're here, and then we're in F, and from the F you're supposed to go to a C. Instead of coming down to here, you can do that instead, and that just minimizes the amount of movement you have to do when you're playing. It also has to do with the melody of the song. Depending on the melody of the song you're playing, one inversion may sound better than the other one. They all sound pretty much okay, but depending on the melody of the song, one inversion might be better than the other. So that was inversions in C. So let's try the same thing in C sharp. So remember, C sharp, we go up a half step to the right. So we're in C, then we come here. That's now C sharp. And that's our C sharp triad. And on the roots, we started with C sharp, and then the third, and then the fifth. And going from our previous example, the next inversion would be, instead of starting at C here, now I start on the F. So let's go back and see the different notes in the C sharp chord. C sharp, F, and A flat. Now, to invert it, I can start on the F and still play the A flat. And now, instead of this C here, I'm playing this C up here. And that's the other inversion, just like we had this for C. This is the first inversion for C sharp. And then going forward to the next inversion, start on the A flat like we did before. So we're here. Now we start here, play the C sharp, and now instead of this F, I'm playing this F up here. And that's the other inversion. So there's one, there's the other one, and there's the other one. So they're all C sharp chords, but we are playing the notes in different positions on the keyboard. So that's what we call inversions. So going forward, you can try it in D as your homework. Start with your major triad in D, then figure out what's the first inversion. You know, you start on F sharp and then A and D, and then for the next one you start on A and then D and F sharp, and on like that. So use that, practice with those on all the other keys. Thanks for watching.